Our live long video file.
Our live long video file. Hello.
Hello. Welcome to our show.
Welcome to our show.
This is exactly what I said.
It's a live show that we're recording a pilot of.
Live recorded the show.
It was lively recorded, at least. Because of our
The show
lively
was
energy.
lively
Right.
rather than live, which is good enough.
It's electric.
I'm sure you made it.
I'm gonna need your help to keep me not like the lowest energy person in the world, because that kills everything.
Yeah.
One of us at least needs
I mean, listen, I was thinking about it, and I was like, if I were you, I would be a little socially drained right now.
Right, yeah, like, I mean, I've been doing a lot of things.
Been doing a lot of things.
A lot of things.
Yeah. Hoping you still get your batteries
Writing about all of them.
charged.
It's stupid.
Yeah?
I mean, I've got like, I bought 2 new notebooks, and I've filled like the first half of both of them,
That's
which
good.
I feel
It's very...
Why not just
it's
fill
very
one
relatable.
notebook?
It means something. Well, because you bought 2.
I could have filled one notebook by now, and instead I've got 2 half-filled notebooks that I have to think, which one did I write this down in? It's not good.
You have to cross-reference your stuff.
Yeah,
to
it's crazy. It's
well, the
frustrating.
organization isn't the point of notebooks, right?
I guess it's a very good, valid point.
But you've been getting things down.
Yeah.
It's at
Not
least
sure if
somewhat
it's
to do
anything
with your
useful,
life.
but yeah, at least somewhat.
That's cool. Inspired by the great works of literature that are real events.
Right. Yeah. I don't know what to talk about. I had bad Facebook opening habit on my notes, and we already talked about it now.
We have
so
already talked about it.
got
Consult the notes.
yeah. The purpose of the live stream is twofold. I remember making this note. I was half asleep in my work truck on the lunch break.
Time to review.
I said,
your
I was
notebooks,
concepting our show. I was giving birth to all of you.
folks. Look at this.
That's what happened. On the purpose of live stream is twofold. On the one hand, it helps me feel less like I'm wasting my life doing bits in front of a camera, because I get to wrap it in the guise of hanging out with my best friend. And on the other hand, it helps me feel less like I'm wasting my best friend's life talking to him so much by wrapping it in the guise of producing a show.
You want to continue talking to a camera in the same way you've always been, but this time you set up a real camera so you don't have to imaginary Jim into things.
Right.
Yeah. You get to set my mind at ease. Which I think is just a way of saying, you validate this hangout time.
Right, yeah, it's
the
okay.
implicit thing is why are people spending time hanging out with me? Which is a question that so many people have asked themselves so many different ways.
Yeah,
and
why
the
are they
answer
spending
is
time
now,
with me?
Yeah, because I put down a red carpet and a velvet rope.
Right.
And, it's a production of it. It's a thing of it.
Because I'm doing things.
I gave them a good reason to want to do this thing that they already wanted to do and spend time doing.
I'm building in a safeguard against your brain telling you these people didn't really want to be here by saying, oh no, yes they did. This is a show. Because it's a show.
Because it's a show.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of people would take that the other way and be like...
You think people wouldn't want to be on a show?
No, I think if
You don't like any of this, you're only here because we're hanging out? Is that what I'm getting from this?
I think if my friends hung out with me under the context of a show, I would have more weird brain questioning itself unnecessarily moments than my friends are just hanging out with me because we hang out.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
No, I don't. Yeah,
you're not like that.
I hate hanging out with friends.
Different social anxiety.
I love hanging out with friends, which is why I hate hanging out with friends for that reason. Because it's like, this is great, and then in your head it's like, this is probably not as great for anyone else in the room.
Yeah, don't worry about that. People worry about that. That's supposed to happen, maybe.
You get it, right? Sound off in the comments.
Yeah, please do.
On our live recorded show.
Because YouTube won't let you go live.
Yeah, for 24 hours after you verify your account and prove you're not a robot.
Rail. Rail against
no
YouTube.
one, no one likes verifying their
Rail
channel,
against
right?
it.
I mean, we all get that notification when we log into our YouTube account. It's like, oh, you should verify. You should give us your phone number or maybe your home address. And it all just feels really creepy. And so you're like, there's a skip button. I'll skip this for now. They don't tell you. Like, if they told me up front, hey, you should verify your account so that if you ever want to live stream, we won't tell you wait 24 hours. I would have verified my account like
You would have known that.
4
You
years ago.
set it up.
Yeah.
4 years ago.
Sound off in the comments. What do you think? Is this bullshit? Also, should I stop telling you to sound off in the comments? Also, do people still say sound off?
Yeah, that sound off thing. That's the catchphrase. That's
Yeah. Oh, you win. Is that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you may notice, folks at home, that you were nowhere on that list. The purpose of the show is twofold, but it's not you-fold.
Yeah, get over
We're not
yourselves.
doing this. Get over yourselves and watch our show.
I'm having fun with my friend. Can you guys? No, stay here. No, stay here. Otherwise, he doesn't have a reason to stay.
Yeah, it's.
And neither does anybody else I get to guest
we
on this show.
We are running at cross purposes here. If I had a little note like that in my phone, it would say, the reason for having the show is twofold. You can have everyone's eyes on your narcissistic face.
So it's working, is what you're saying.
Yeah, it's. This is it.
I can get you here by telling you you'll be on a camera.
You motivated me.
And live to the masses. I'm right.
Get used to hearing that.
Oh no.
That's why you do all the camera takes.
Yeah.
Right? Without a camera. You look at something and say, I'm right.
Yeah, one of our segments is going to have to be in the future you going through the Taylor Schilling bingo card. Me complaining about it.
We'll have a big 100th episode roast extravaganza.
It'll be good.
We're going to get all your friends in one place.
Yeah.
And just celebrate you as a
They'll
person.
all fit.
They'll all fit in one place. This is a good game.
It's fun. This is a good game. Everybody,
You ever played chess
diagonal
wrong?
chess.
Give it a shot.
That's
by the laws of chess. I just conceded.
Well, no, you're playing wrong.
I tipped
That's all
over
you're
my
doing.
king.
You're practicing what you preach. You just said it's more fun if you play wrong.
Yeah, this is.
And then you knocked. Oh no!
Die.
No,
this isn't Battleship. No, this really works. Yeah. It's still a real game. There's rules.
Still a real game.
It is, to your knowledge, something original to you.
Yeah, right? To us.
Yeah.
We had conversations about it like a month before we actually made it. And I think it was we were talking about alternative board states and stuff. And what if you could? What if you just split the board in half and had each player set up the pieces however they'd like, as long as they stay on their half of the board, and then you go. And
it sounds great.
Which I still like the idea of, like partitioning and having it be blind, so you don't know what your opponent's setting up. You're just setting up what you want, and then you pull the curtain.
Tabs chess.
Go. Yeah.
That's cool. That's quite cool.
The only downfall is it's harder for me to keep track of where everything is to know when something's changed. That's one thing I'll have to get used to with this.
Right, you can't immediately recognize that.
Yeah.
There's like a slight asymmetry too, with the bishop and the knight, and I feel like that throws off your memory somewhat. Just one side is going to look different from the other.
Yeah.
Just at any point.
That's a good point.
So speaking of the show.
Yeah.
Are you going to call it the show?
No,
what is the show?
I'm pretty sure. It's going to be
Saturday night live stream. I'm excited for that.
I like it.
You sent me that text
in the intro.
It just fits.
Yeah, in the intro to the show, it's going to be coming at you from the Pretty Good Enough Studios in beautiful downtown Overland Park. It's the Saturday night live stream with your hosts Taylor and McKinley.
Get some.
By the way, that's who we are.
That's who we are.
He's McKinley. Yes.
It's a good one.
That was a good joke.
That's us. Yeah.
That was a good inside joke.
Good.
You'll get it.
You'll
later.
get it.
You'll get it.
Everyone
later.
will get
You'll
it.
get it in post.
Everyone will get it.
That's what they say, right?
Yeah, that's why we're doing a live stream, Taylor. We want to get it in post.
Yeah. We wanted to get
have
rid of post. That was the downfall of our past shows. Post.
Yeah.
Because
And
I'm
fair
lazy
enough.
and hate editing.
Post is the worst part of any given show, right?
Yeah.
We don't need it. Don't need it.
Now we'll do this show, and our next show will be like, okay, we need an editor.
We'll learn.
If we've learned nothing else.
We'll wind up hiring one, I'm sure.
Yeah.
That's where the real money's at. That's how you make YouTubes, you guys. You gotta hire other people to make YouTubes for you. That's the height of luxury.
Unfortunately, I can't afford to hire people to make YouTubes. So I have to make YouTubes. So that I can believe I exist.
Welcome.
That's how you know.
Let's go.
It's terrible.
Yeah,
it's
you
terrible.
need tangible, and by tangible I mean digital proof of your life.
Oh, God,
Need to
that
get
one's
this
not
down.
fair.
I don't know. I am so sentimental and like fond of old pictures and reminiscing and things like that I kind of
good enough
enjoy
Genesis?
the digital history of people.
Yeah.
You know, sticking
Well,
around.
yeah, that's what-
I go
yeah.
back through my old camera roll
Yep.
and there's, my
Yeah.
life 3 years ago that I wouldn't otherwise be thinking about at all.
Right, yeah. That's why
There's that hard evidence.
this summer when I
kind of fun.
did a book club with my dad and I wrapped it in a podcast to try to make him not feel like it would be a waste of his time. It was also spurred off of, I had been looking back through old, we used to have a podcast called Pretty Good Enough.
This is what's known as a theme.
Yeah. And I was like, I was looking at it was right after I made that fake intro with all the snippets of while our group had been hanging out and one of us had been holding a camera and pointing it at things.
Home movies, essentially,
Yeah, I was looking
re-edited
at those
into a
and I was
little
like-
collage visually.
Yeah, and I was like, I always enjoy any time, looking back at any time that my life was being recorded and I can look back at it and remember what was happening. Even just for the fact of you look at it and then you remember what was happening behind the scenes in that era, and it's a good just memory aid to be able to look back at just everything. It's fun.
It's more than
fun.
the sum of its parts, for sure.
I have an unhealthy obsession with recording myself. I think is in sum what I'm saying.
You stole my joke from 10 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Yeah. I need to figure out what notes apps are for,
We are
and also
reviewing the notes.
what humans are for. Because I keep making these notes while I'm at work at like 3 a.m. And thinking this will make great podcast material. And then the next day I'm like, oh, I can never talk about that in front of a camera. No, I've got
listen, I go through the same thing,
Yeah.
and it's not 3 a.m. and I'm not always at work, and
Right.
regardless, every aspect of my life, it's gonna seem a little shakier the next day or whatever. There's some questionable stuff in there.
Yeah.
No, what do we got?
Yeah.
What's on the notes?
We've got.
It seemed like a good idea
Also,
at the time.
some of them are
files.
just incoherent. I've got this one called
the better.
Lightning Meat Bottle. But where are all the bottles? Which bottle fits my hand the best? Which bottle will fit the most lightning? Which bottle will preserve the lightning the longest? Which bottles are easily transportable? That's where the note ends.
That's the whole note.
That's the whole note.
You just breeze through that.
Yeah.
That's lightning meat bottle.
Yeah.
I've
got. Oh, this one was good. I liked
It
this
could mean
segment.
anything.
Yeah, it was. You had sent me something about capturing lightning in a bottle.
I had.
a message. That was. I made that note directly after I read that message.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
And for further context, I sent that message because
Do we have that message?
Because I was feeling
Was that a
a
text or a
creative
Facebook?
impetus that I knew in a couple of days I would look back on and go, that's not really podcast material. So I was like, while I'm still hype on it, while I'm feeling the energy of what this is, I'm going to catch the lightning in a bottle.
Yeah, do you remember what that lightning was? Did you put it in the bottle?
I didn't get it. I didn't get it down. I know, it feels awful. It feels awful. But the bad
You
news
inspired a note. Do you remember what it was?
That's all I did. I remember what it was about.
Okay.
And listen,
What was it about?
This is a double blind.
Okay.
Because I don't think I'm using that word right. Double bluff.
That's
double
fine.
twist.
Okay.
In any case. And yeah. What I expected to happen was that I would capture it in the moment and then run out of enthusiasm for it later.
Okay.
And I told that to you.
You didn't capture it in the moment, but then your enthusiasm built about it later?
It has not waned.
Okay,
I still got that
if
enthusiasm.
you remember what it was, what was it about?
So I could shoot it. I had a weird experience talking to someone.
Okay.
And I felt like I could recreate that in the whatever half vlog DNA style that I'm kind of trying to put into film to see if it's any good. I don't want to call it vlog. I feel like it's a dirty word or whatever. I don't want to actually like take responsibility for the creative
vlogs?
projects that I'm making. But I'll.
So you had a
summary.
strange experience.
In summary, you ready for this?
Yeah, talking.
Has this ever happened to you?
Cool.
Do you find this relatable?
Yes. Oh, go
What
on.
must have happened
Okay.
is that before he even came up to me, he opened this kind of conversational chamber and he loaded his topic revolver with 6 separate rounds.
Okay.
This must have happened before I even came into the story. Because this man walks up to me and he's already talking. And he is off on, like right out the gate. Blam, do you remember when everyone needed to see President Obama's birth certificate?
Wow. Where were you at the time?
I'm at work.
You're at work.
This is somebody I know from
It's someone
work.
that you know at work? It wasn't a random coworker. It was someone that you've
somebody
talked to
I
before.
loosely know at work.
Okay.
Like right off the gate. With that, and I'm like, yeah, no, of course I remember. Blam, the CIA really creates babies and predestines them to become presidents because they actually control most of the elections. But blam, into the next topic, and then blam, like,
what were the other topics?
Right off here's the thing. For the most part, it descended down this spiral staircase of Illuminati theories.
Okay.
Right, where it starts with, hey, we don't really know what happened to the presidents, and it ends with these mysterious beings controlling everything, right?
Yeah.
But along the way, just when you think there's some kind of arc to it, just when you think there's a natural progression of weird to weirder to weirdest, along the way it takes these like weird diversions from weird and into weird. Yeah, right? By being normal.
But it's all Illuminati-centric.
It's not. It's like, okay, so
what were some of the non-Illuminati topics?
We all needed to see his birth certificate. Yeah, well, the CIA mostly controls that. Yeah, well, it's because he wasn't really born, per se.
Oh.
Yeah. So, yeah, when you're first born, they say, you encounter some kind of trauma, and you're resistant to that trauma for the rest of your life. Everybody's like that. Whatever happened to you at birth, you're extra tough to for the rest of your life, which
being pulled out of
psychologically.
I mean, it's the same trauma,
yeah,
right?
It's
the same trauma. What are you talking about? Whatever happened to you?
Yeah. I guess that's what the CIA is up to. Is they
categories
condition
of
people.
superpowers? What? No,
they
is that what
half
happened
drown you on your way out of the
I
womb.
was born out of a radioactive woman, and so now I have superpowers. What? No, it's.
I guess that's where
the
he's
same
going
experience.
with this.
It's an archetypal experience.
Like,
you're pulled out of the thing. You're smacked to start to cry. Your umbilical cord's cut, and your baby slapping might not be a real thing.
Maybe not anymore.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, is it? Do people still slap babies? If there are any docters in the audience,
happy birthday.
1, happy birthday. 2, do you slap babies?
Well, it is National Doctor Day, as you know. So if there are any doctors out in the audience today, happy birthday from Pretty Good Enough to you.
That's how it works.
That's a good time. That's a good time. So he's like, yeah, there's special people out there. Those judo motherfuckers breaking blocks and shit, and you know all these carnival tricks and the electric proof people. You ever played Street Fighter? Dalsim, that guy Dalsim, that's a real guy. He's Blam!
Oh,
Blam!
yeah.
He's going up. Yoga superpowers.
Yeah.
All right, that's real. You remember Stanley Marvel? That guy, he had a show. He had a show about people with superpowers. Blam! You remember that thing. What happened there? That guy with the superpowers or whatever. Then he talks about how many times he's gotten laid. So now Blam! We're going to go back into this other conversation.
Was it more than 7?
You are lowballing like you wouldn't.
Okay, good. Yeah, no. Okay, more than 7 people? Because that's the average.
Listen, this is not the... Okay, let's take a detour into the weird here. Let's talk about, Taylor, your relationship.
I don't remember where I read this. I'm pretty sure. Hold on, let me fact check myself on the air. Because I heard this thing where the average human being loves 7 sexual partners in their life. Let's find out. Average.
And who better to settle this topic?
Sexual partners lifetime. Google.
There's.
Oh no! Wait. Whoa. Okay. Okay. So.
Up to the minute news.
NBC News: 10 surprising sex statistics. Continue reading. Why is it not loading? I got more information before I clicked on the link, and then the link doesn't work. Yeah, okay, so I'm just going to tell you what's on the preview. According to a survey of adults aged 20 to 59, women have an average of 4 sex partners during their lifetime. Men have an average of 7. And this is in... I want to see if I can find out when this was. This is in 2010.
This is in 2010.
This is in 2010,
okay.
So 10 years ago.
Okay, roll that back.
20-year-olds to 59-year-olds, on average, had 4 sexual partners if they were a woman and 7 if they were a man.
So that's not to say people from their whole lifetime. That's to say if you ask...
Well, I'm assuming they did something to like
to
see what the difference between those 59-year-olds and 20-year-olds.
If plenty of these people were 20. Yeah. And that's the only data point they have is how many sexual partners.
I don't know how this, but they also interviewed people that were 59, and so that's I think that maybe they're doing something with it. I don't know. So, but the number that came out the other end of this study was 7 lifetime.
Interesting.
7 in a lifetime.
Interesting.
If you're a dude.
For men.
For men.
Yeah.
4 for.
4 for women. Yeah, yeah. And you know, 2010, a lot of understanding of sexuality has changed since then. Blah blah blah. Disclaimers. Yeah.
Anyway, so he's talking about all his sexual
By the way, let me say, not the swerve I expected our show to take. There's a reason I thought this was like worth distilling into some kind of bizarre short story is because, again, it is the weird thing that happens to you. You don't normally
while you're at work
have people telling you stories in this manner, and like yeah.
Well, especially while you're at work. Like while you're at work, your coworker walks up to you and you're expecting them to be like somewhere between, do you know where this is? Can you do this for me? Did you see last week's episode of X?
Hardly work or hardly working, am I right? Weird small talk that you have.
You don't...
weather, schedules.
You expect to hear, remember when we all needed to see President Obama's birth certificate, like at a gas station. That's like outside a gas station is where you expect to hear that.
I can tell you a lot of things about what I expected because this guy...
Tell me a lot of things about what you expected.
This guy wasn't born in the U.S. either. I thought he would be sympathetic in some ways. He went on to talk about that and the archons that are made up of dark energy. He went on to talk about all kinds of things. Okay, let me talk about these archons.
Okay.
They're, I guess, extra dimensional beings.
Not dark matter. Dark energy.
Dark energy. He sat on that. He really had to think about using the correct sci-fi terms on me. Or I guess
was the name Alex Jones never brought up?
Never brought up. I'm very curious where he got all this because the rest of his life doesn't... Again, it's not what you expect. It's not what you expect. Yeah, you think?
He's trying hard. He's trying his best.
I don't know. I don't know what was going on at this point. But do you remember that movie that came out where the Navy were up against some extraterrestrials? He called them extraterrestrials half a dozen times. I don't think he likes the word aliens. But this movie, and he really thought about getting that right, figuring that out. And came out on the 4th of July, and I said, Independence Day? And he said, no. Dwayne Johnson, who was the guy? The guy.
What?
Who was the guy? He pulls out his phone. He starts Googling Battleship.
Oh, Battleship.
The movie Battleship. The movie. Have you seen the movie Battleship?
I haven't seen the movie Battleship. I've heard from like 4 different people that this is actually an underrated movie.
Wow.
I've heard from
multiple sources.
2 people.
I believe that
garbage.
a few. Okay.
Yeah,
I believe whatever.
More than it's underrated.
That surprises me. This surprises me. Stay tuned for our review of Battleship.
Yeah, we just finished watching. We're gonna get to it. Hot on the heels after Repo, the Genetic Opera, which was a 2008 film that was exactly what it sounded like. Go watch Repo, the Genetic Opera, and comment what you thought about it.
Point.
Yeah, Repo exclamation point, the Genetic Opera.
And then sound off in the comments below.
Yeah, dude.
Come back to us. Yeah, this is night 2 of our movie night.
Yeah.
Let me tell you.
What was your movie?
We were just cruising. Go ahead.
What was your movie? What was the other movie night? No, you keep going.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, we were just cruising around on Amazon Prime or whatever streaming service you're gonna watch.
All my sleep deprivation is killing my
the
memory of
timeline's
what all
gonna
we
be
did in the
a
last
mess
3
for you
days
right now.
Or all I did in the last 3 days and what we did in
But
the
weirdly,
last 2.
24 hours before we were watching this movie, we were watching another movie we just found as a relic of the algorithm.
Oh, yeah!
1972's Tales from the Crypt.
Yes!
It's just a random old horror movie that we watched back to front.
Unironically, go and watch Tales from the Crypt from 1972, because that is a beautiful film. Peter Cushing
It invoked reactions.
But he does kill it. He's great. He's amazing.
Watch the movie, get that
I have
joke.
actually, you know what? I have actually never been a Peter Cushing fan until last night.
Tales from the Crypt.
Tales from the Crypt. That movie changed my perspective on Peter Cushing.
Wow.
Because he's the only good actor in the entire film.
A film full of old people.
And he saves the whole movie. Just
his
by
segment.
being amazing.
Yeah, his segment touched. It was very cool.
It was so good.
Cool.
It's so good. Watch the movie.
This was a film
and
we
love
put
Peter
on.
Cushing.
We clicked this thing on and we were going, poorly lit sets of graveyards. Where's the talking skeleton with the glowing eyes?
It was like an hour and a half later, we're both just riveted.
Yeah, and then later, we're sucked in.
And then we're like, wow, that ending sucked, but it worked, and I still like this
sucked,
movie.
but it worked. It was pulp, is what it was.
Yeah,
it was very
pulp.
genre
it was so good.
of what it was.
Good.
And I was like,
it's
bold.
everything that Peele's Twilight Zone should have been. Don't at me!
Jordan Peele.
But do at me.
Call
Sound off
out.
in the comments. Jordan
Sound
Peele
off on Twitter.
You either weren't trying hard enough or you tried too hard. One of the two. Maybe season 2 is good. I haven't watched
Maybe a
season
mix of
2.
both.
I need to watch season 2.
He's a showrunner. He's got a mixture of these ideas.
Yeah, I need to watch season 2. I'll watch season 2. It'll be good.
Check
I'm
it
sure it's great.
But after having a great time watching an old Tales from the Crypt, we I guess tried to catch
We waited
lightning
24
in
hours.
a bottle twice.
24 hours and 2
that's where it'll
Sonic
strike twice,
breakfast
if
burritos
anywhere.
later.
We stumbled upon Repo! The Genetic Opera, a movie that has to be seen to be disbelieved.
It's great. I love it.
It was so much fun. It was so much fun.
Which also has
Watch good, bad
one
movies.
actor that saves the entire experience by not
Very
sucking.
same thing. Yeah. Somebody was the hero
Yeah.
of that film.
Yeah. It was also in an episode of Doctor Who, and he's the dude from
We eventually
Buffy the Vampire
recognized.
Slayer. Do you remember his name?
Alex. No, I do not remember his name. No. Go Google Repo.
Yeah, Google Repo. And tell us in the comments who played the Repo Man.
Yeah.
So that we can
then tell
if we
you.
were actually live,
doing
we
live
might have
stream.
somebody tell us
Yeah, that would be the answer.
who played the guy from Buffy the Vampire Slayer and
Or
also
Doctor
played
Who,
the
or
guy
Repo.
from Doctor Who.
Yeah. We
places
watched
he was
all
in
the
a
way
school.
through the Peter Cushing segment of the last of Tales from the Crypt.
Yeah.
And then we went on, 15 minutes later in the movie, some other BS is happening, and I'm going, Taylor, I think that was Peter Cushing. I think Peter Cushing was our favorite guy from
Yep.
the thing.
I looked it up. It was
recognized
true.
it.
It was
and then we
awesome.
watched this other movie, and you're like, guy
I think that guy was in a Doctor Who
The
episode.
guy who
he
we
was
both
the
thought
vampire teacher.
was
in-
saving the movie.
Yeah.
Turned out to be.
That's great. That was great. We
real
got
actors
to
that we
pass. We got to pass that baton back and forth. It's good stuff. Good stuff.
Yeah. And similarly, I expect that for every time I save the show, you will one day save the show.
Right.
Saturday night
Yes.
live stream.
It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun.
It's
gonna be good. I'll pull my notes
fun.
app out and
We're gonna get some segments.
get a segment.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Let's reach in our bag.
Oh yeah, this was
hat.
I had said something right before we got off on the tangent about the lightning in the bottles and your six-chambered conversation at work. I wrote down what I wrote down was the internet forgets.
The internet forgets. It's kind of the opposite of what we've been discussing.
New paragraph.
If I know what it means.
Facebook memory decay. Have you had
Is
this
this a
happen
proposition?
yet? Have you had this happen yet? Well, so Facebook memories, right? You know about Facebook memories.
Sure.
They
remind you on the anniversary of things you have
every
posted
day,
on Facebook.
Yeah, Facebook will tell you on this day, X number of years ago, you posted this and this and that, and somebody posted and tagged you in this and this and that.
Mm-hmm.
And there's the old truism that nothing on the internet, nothing's truly gone, right? Nothing dies on the internet. You can't get rid of things on the internet.
Yeah.
The internet's forever, I think, is
That is
the
a
actual
truism,
truism.
isn't it? Yeah.
Or so you'd think. Because I've been noticing a strange phenomena with my Facebook memories. The older ones, not all of them, but a lot of the older ones decay. They'll eventually get to the point where it says this was posted, and when you click, it's content no longer available. It's, this doesn't exist anymore. And I'm like, this is strange.
You pursue
My
old Facebook
Facebook
posts.
memories have an unreliable memory. It'll remember that something happened on this day.
The internet.
Yeah, so and so tagged you in this.
It was a post they deleted.
We can't see it or something. No, because
that must be it.
Yeah, what I'm assuming is because it was a post. I know what one of the posts were, and so it was an interesting thing to see it go. Because it was a girlfriend at the time had tagged me in one of those stupid. This is another thing that I wish everyone would just stop.
Social media trends.
Stop
What's
doing
going
it.
on?
Stop. Just stop. This segment is called "Please Just Stop."
This is a recurring.
So all you people
segment.
in relations out there,
Get ready.
in relationships out there, to all you people currently having
all you
relations
people having
while
relations
watching our show,
with
just stop.
With 4 if you're a woman or 7 if you're a man. To all you people with relations.
Wait, with 4? 4 what? Just with 4.
With 4.
Or 7
To all
if
of
you're
you
a man.
with 4 relations.
Anyway, so to all of you in relationships on social media, please stop posting those compilations of pictures that you curate, not pictures of you and your significant others. That's fine. It's on thin ice, but it's okay. As long as you don't do it too often,
That's a future
stand
stop
you.
segment.
Watch
out.
Maybe.
Watch out, folks.
But the pictures aren't of you and your boyfriend, girlfriend. They're of cute coupley archetypal imagery things. It's like a compilation post by some third-party page that's like, get you a significant other that's amazing and holds you and blah da 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 da. And then there's like 14 pictures of just cute coupley things.
And your SO
And then you
tags
tag
you
your SO.
as if to
Just
say these are all the
stop.
good things about you and
Yeah,
us.
just stop.
Okay.
I don't care if it's sweet. It's dumb.
I don't care if it's
Post,
sweet. It's
if you
dumb.
want to be sweet,
Next
post a
segment.
bunch of pictures saved in your camera roll of the two of you and then say, I appreciate this about you. Don't post some generic
bit more
bullshit
legitimate.
with generic bullshit that is exaggerating the case of events. One, because it's always overblown, hallmark, always there for me, always makes you smile. That's not a real relationship, for one. Let's just stop pretending like the ideal is even that.
Ha!
Yeah.
Ha! But that's the lowest common denominator ideal, right? That's the thing. You can repost to people.
Right, yeah, it's the meme.
Curated to be
Dumb.
something that can be
Right, it's part of the
sent
problem.
around by the
It's
masses.
part of the problem.
Yeah.
Anyway, so
good.
I was tagged in one of these things on Facebook 4 years ago, and it reminded me, but then it had so-and-so tagged you in this post, and the post didn't exist anymore, and I was like, hey, universe got a little better today. But also, it
Curious.
just struck me as weird that the internet can forget things,
Very
apparently,
curious,
or
yeah.
something.
It's a good question.
Yeah. Check.
That is check.
Playing chess.
We're playing real. We haven't been playing chess this whole time.
Right.
I don't know what sparked me back into it because I want to get to the bottom of this.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah, that's all I had
Facebook
on my
memories
notes. I didn't
can
even write
decay.
down that happened. I just had the internet forgets, period, enter. Facebook memories,
The seemingly
period.
impossible
And that's my whole
thing
note.
has happened.
Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting. Because what I do hear about is people who don't like to see Facebook memories.
Yeah, I
Right?
hate that too. I do also dislike Facebook memories most of the time.
Interesting.
They're okay. I'm sure that if I made better life choices, I would like it more.
The easy
but
solution.
As it is, I'm pretty sure all of us hate Facebook memories for that reason.
But we did wax nostalgic on how we liked looking back on old pictures of ourselves and remembering what our life was like at the time.
This is true.
So clearly it's not
you can't
just
do
that we
by
hate...
the way. Your dolphin, your bishop is pinned. Hello, I'm Taylor Schwartz.
That is correct.
I mentally
That's
associate bishop chess pieces with dolphins for some reason. Looks like
For
a
some
dolphin
reason.
to me.
For some reason,
Yeah,
folks.
it looks kind of like a dolphin.
It
doesn't
works.
It?
It works.
It's got its little mouth
works.
here. It's smiling.
It's got a little mouth.
It's got the bottle nose.
I'd be honest with you. Who has looked at this and not seen that as a little mouth?
It's a little mouth.
It's a little mouth and a little nose.
I mean, I know it's supposed to be a bishop's hat that has the stupid wedge in it. Also, why did we put wedges in our hats?
Yeah, the wedge is a mystery to me. I get that you can put a
is there
little
some
thing on top of
significance? Is
another
there,
little
like-
thing, which is itself on top of your head.
Is it a symbol
Silly, but
for
okay.
something? Is it like a hole for the Holy Spirit to flow into to fill your head with the right words to say?
Are you making fun of
As you control the masses?
great institution of? Okay, I don't have to finish that question. I know the answer now. It's a good show.
I like religion. I just hate churches. Get off my back.
I tried to explain that to someone. I tried to explain that to someone the other day. She was having none of it.
Oh no.
Who
Who were you explaining it to?
Good friend of the show, Haley. Yeah. We're not necessarily going to tear off on this, but the old, what is religion? Question mark and all this stuff.
Yeah, let's not lose
What is
viewers
spiritual
yet.
beliefs?
We don't even have them.
They're so invested in this.
Yeah.
Lightning in a bottle. Good stuff. Good stuff. Another weird, funny coincidence between movie night 1 and movie night 2. I was bored surfing around on Disney Plus.
Okay.
And I started those shorts, right?
Yeah.
There's a series of shorts that are called. I don't remember what they're called.
Shorts?
They're called shorts. There's some catchy name for it. Short Circuit, which is a collection of basically little tiny indie shorts, but they're out of Disney. They're produced by, the resources of the Walt Disney Company, which is really cool. And there's a really good one that I was gonna send you that was about lightning in a bottle of all things.
Interesting.
I was the visuals are just beautiful. I've seen a good 9 or 10 of these today, but this was the one that I was my animator friend Taylor would get a kick out of this.
Okay. Nice.
So just weird series of coincidences
remember that.
right there. Yeah.
Wait. When
Here there be chess.
I had a great plan and now it's... Oh, that works. Okay. I love when the board state takes care of itself. Wait, no, I want to keep that there. Hi guys, I'm playing chess.
So you are.
I'll go back to being. I'll go back to failing at being entertaining instead of failing to play chess.
Let's go.
What would you like?
Queen me here.
Queen me? Okay, cool.
This is an exciting game.
Oh, we have a friend of the show heading out now.
Oh, excellent.
Toward here.
Excellent.
So we'll have to cut our thing.
Let's take a look at another one of your greatest notes.
Okay, another one of our greatest notes. I've got. So we had bad Facebook opening habit. We already talked about that before the show.
Podcast gold.
Lightning meat bottle. We'll talk about it again when it's been longer since we've talked about it.
Yeah,
so
we'll go
that
back.
we don't remember what all we said
It's
when
a
we
weird
talked about it.
enough
So we're not trying to
full
recreate the
story,
conversation,
no.
and we can still have an organic conversation without being short-circuited by we already said this.
In other words, we are literally trying to catch lightning in a bottle.
Kind of.
Not literally.
Twice.
I'm messing that up because I already double used the metaphor. We're having a good
Fine.
time.
Yeah, we're having a good time. So we had lightning meat bottle.
We're trying not to be too conversational about our conversations. Give us a good one.
God, I knew it would only make it weird. That's a segment idea with another thing like you can talk about this that later I was like,
Oh
talking
yeah,
about that.
making it weird.
Yeah, making the concept is it's a segment about social anxiety where it's like all the things that you really felt like saying but then didn't say because you knew that it would just like devolve the entire interaction into like
consequences would eventually be
uncomfortability
far-reaching.
and like it just wouldn't have been good. And so,
But it hit your head.
yeah, so.
Yeah.
And then I had a really terrible one from when I was 8 in a VBS camp.
Wow.
And
Okay.
yeah,
Still
this
with
a person that was in my same VBS group was talking to me about my brother, and people really, boy, they say things. It's interesting. It's an interesting thing. Anyways, other notes, top notes. We'll get to that one.
And it was
time.
weird.
I'll have to be a little more drunk. Yeah.
Let's just say it
I'll
was
have to
weird.
be drinking on the show if I'm going to talk about that one probably.
Mark your
Or really
calendars.
tired and sleep deprived.
8-year-old VBS.
Yeah, 8-year-old at VBS.
Yeah.
The internet forgets. Seeing Jurassic World early.
I told a terrible story on this show.
No, it was good.
It was just nonsense. It was non sequiturs.
Mine wouldn't be nonsense,
Which I guess
but it
is
would
what-
also it would just make it weird if I
just
told
be
the story.
It's a little early in the
Purpose of
relationship
the live stream is twofold. I'm running out of
between him and his audience. You know.
Yeah, I have a lot of notes that are like
What's this about
symbols
Jurassic World
that
early?
remind me of. Yeah, I saw Jurassic World early.
Okay.
Let's
kickstart.
And it sucked. And I Jurassic World. I saw the trailers to it, and I was like, this is probably gonna suck. Which sucks because the dinosaurs look really cool. But I was really worried because in the trailer, there's a shot where like a dinosaur like eats a guy in one bite, and there's no blood. And I was like,
Oh right.
oh, they're
you were
making
worried
a
about
family
that.
trip movie. It's not going to be good now
Ah.
because the studio is suffocating the people making the movie
dinosaurs
with
can't hack
kids
people
have to
up.
be able to love this.
Because it's dinosaur marketed and kids
Right.
would love it.
Exactly. And so, but yeah, so, and boy, you guys can decide if I was right about that. But yeah, and so then
Why'd you get to see it early?
I saw it early
First off.
because I can't remember whether it was me or my dad won tickets to it in a radio quiz.
Awesome.
I think it was me. If I remember right, I'm pretty sure I was driving to work at 7 in the morning listening to the radio because I had broken my phone and couldn't plug in my own music. And so I was listening to the radio, and they had one of those like
good.
contests where like, if you can guess this song, and I guessed the song, and I got tickets to see a pre-release screening of Jurassic World at Cinemark.
It's pretty cool.
Well, yeah, except the whole experience was a little weird because they gave us. I went and picked up the tickets, and me and my dad went to go see it. But the thing is, they had us sat in the very, you know, at a theater, the very front row of handicapped seats in front of the big screen.
Yeah.
They had us sat there.
And
so
the
the
best
entire
seats in
time-
the house, the closest one.
So you would think, until you're sitting, and to see the picture at all, you have to be looking up. And then if something's happening on the side of the
just
screen,
physically swivel
you
your
have to
head.
turn your head, and
Yeah.
you're missing what's on the other side of the screen. Terrible. And so
It makes you feel like you're in the movie. Lost in the movie.
yeah, and so I had a terrible time. So did my dad. We were talking about how terrible of a time it was and how terrible the movie was.
It's funny.
Years
At
later,
the time, you didn't like it.
years later, I thought, well, maybe I only hated the movie, right? Because my neck hurt the whole time.
Uh-huh.
So I watched it on the internet, and it still sucked. I'm not sure why this is a segment.
It's a good one.
Yeah, that happened.
I think probably a lot of other people had a near opposite experience wherein
Checkmate.
incidentally, I saw it and I enjoyed it well enough at the time.
Okay.
But then, you kind of go back later with a more critical eye. And
Right.
it happened with the Star Warses that were also coming out at the time, where people were like, "Oh, had a great time at this blockbuster. Going to a movie is great. Going to a movie early is great.
I
Winning
miss going
tickets
to
is
movies.
great." Instead of,
It's the obligatory thing that we have to say in these trying times is, I miss going to movies.
miss going to the movies. That's it.
And yet I
Stay
still haven't
home.
gone and seen Tenet, and I could if I wanted to, so.
Theaters are open, is
Yeah.
what you're telling me.
Yeah.
I was not
Theaters
aware
are
of
open,
this.
and now I
I don't
still
find
miss
it a
going
good
to
idea,
movies.
frankly, but
Yeah,
you know,
I don't know.
they're probably understaffed or underfilled theaters, essentially.
Or overfilled theaters. I don't. In my mind, I still haven't gone to a movie.
Well,
In my mind, everyone who thinks that going to a movie would be a good idea is going to a movie right now.
Right.
If anything, just to prove that they can. And so I feel like theaters are going to be overfilled. One, because they're
be
understaffed, and so
Well-
they're not going to be opening up as many theater rooms probably. So there's less places to go. There's less
Right.
movies in theaters. There's less places.
But I mean,
to
as
go.
a policy,
the movies that are
as a
showing are probably going to
policy,
be more packed.
Some
though.
of the theater is empty. For instance, I went
Right.
to I went to some live theater. I went to see a play not too long ago, and the seating was very limited intentionally.
Okay.
Everything was separated out. Everyone was like kept at a safe social distance and all that.
Fair enough.
And so I just assume that same policy would be going there.
Yeah.
Play chess, everybody.
Play chess. It's a great game. That probably was terrible on our sound feed. Chess is a great game. Play it diagonally if you can. We'll have to have a segment where we have a second camera that we can pull around. I want to have a second camera. Which I can. I've got the stuff and the extra
webcams
webcams.
are
I want to
here,
have a webcam on a selfie stick that I can pull out at any time and point at anything that we want to look at. And it'll just take either me
That'd be
right
great.
over here or our producer
great. We
sitting
can
over
bring
there
props, yeah.
to switch over to the mobile cam.
And then go click.
And then we can.
And we'll
yeah,
have books.
Yeah, we can
we'll
look
have
at whatever.
props.
Yeah,
Whatever
it'll
we
be
brought
good.
in. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it'd be
That'll
good.
be quite good.
This is going to be a good show. Tune in Saturday nights at 8 p.m. Central Time. Or 7 p.m. Central Time. Probably 8 p.m. 8 p.m. Central Time. Translate that to whatever coastal bullshit you have to.
Midwest represent, I guess.
Yeah.
I feel like if you're really representing the Midwest, you're not proud.
Right, yeah, because
The best way to
the moment
represent
you're proud
the
of
Midwest,
yourself, you're not
you're no
a
longer a
Midwesterner.
Midwesterner.
Yeah.
I think of all the people around us. and
cardinal
all the
sin of
grief
the
they've
Midwest
given
is
it.
being proud of yourself.
And on that note, a show about both of our faces.
Oh. Yeah. I had that. Yeah, the downfall of a lot of these notes I'm finding is that they're symbols to remind me of large conversations I had
Right.
with myself driving at work, and
Which I do to myself.
to varying degrees of success. Because I've got
Yeah.
one that says love and suffering, enter, down. Nobody deserves to be happy. Everyone deserves to suffer. Down. Only gods know the weight of a heart. Only the gods know the weight of a heart. Which there's a whole tangent
merit.
waiting on that one. That one actually,
pretty
I
cool.
think, is a chestnut that you
pretty
could build a tree out of.
Do you have
it's
any
important.
idea how? Never mind. Never mind.
Any idea how trees are made? No.
This isn't a show about how the trees.
I assume that you
You get enough chestnuts in one place.
Chestnuts in one place.
You can link and
grind
log
them up,
together a
you
tree.
Form a paper mache tree out of ground out chestnuts. You could do that. You could do it. I
just
want
need
a
mortar.
paper mache tree made with
Trees are
chestnut
made of
paste.
chestnuts and mortar.
Chestnuts and mortar. Yeah. Good stuff.
Chestnuts and mortar is like a.
That's
a
my
great-
favorite band.
There it is.
But yeah, no, the point of that
This
was,
is it.
yeah, no,
The
it
point
was
being
a,
love
it was
and
a nobody,
suffering.
well, yeah, the nobody deserves to be happy should make us more empathetic than believing that everyone deserves to be happy, because if we believe that everyone deserves to be happy, we quickly have to break down into, well, I guess not everyone, because Hitler, right? And then you fall into the dichotomy
Devolves philosophically.
undeniably of, well, some people deserve to be happy and some people don't, and then that turns into a weird, stupid moralism of, well, which people don't deserve to be happy? Which people can I not care about the happiness of? If you just assume that no one deserves to be happy, including you, when people are happy, you can be even more happy for them because they're cheating, they're getting one over on the universe, they're winning at that point, they're actually happy. That's a good thing.
It has to be in your hands to overcome.
And when people are suffering, also, there's nothing wrong with them in that moment. They're dealing with what the case is, and I feel like if you
If
go
everyone
from the
deserves to be
basis
happy,
of
but
everyone
deviating from that is brokenness, in
right,
some
and
weird
so
way.
and so I feel like it would make you more empathetic to other people that are suffering or going through a hard time, because it's like, oh yeah, there's more camaraderie in that if that's the default state of life, if that's what's supposed to be going on.
I
it
hear
can be
so
more
much
of
of
a, well, let's link arms then. It's more of a there's more of a thing in that.
The necessity
more just
of banning
another.
the-
Just please stop saying
Just
everyone
please
deserves
stop.
to be happy. Like, no, not
Okay,
bad
that's a
philosophy.
strong stance.
It's bad
It's a
philosophy.
bad
It
philosophy.
doesn't stand up. It's a cardboard
Interesting.
bulwark. It's not good. It's
Interesting.
not good. It doesn't hold up. Which means that you have to pretend that it holds up to believe in it, and every time that you have to pretend to believe in something, you're setting yourself up to fail. It's not good. It's not good. Stop it.
These are pretty typical ruminations and meditations.
Yeah, when we
on
get to the
notepad.
Taylor
Okay,
bingo
this
card,
is good.
This will definitely be on it. Taylor says nobody deserves to be happy is on the bingo card of interacting with Taylor.
God's heart's sufferings, all the
Right.
concepts you need to brush over and like grapple with
Yeah.
to get yourself.
I think that's all of the notes I had. I thought I had so many notes,
all,
and then I was looking through them. And then the rest is just dream bullshit. I had the meaning of a dream. I was so proud of myself. I thought I finally cracked the meaning of this, like,
The one singular meaning.
3 or 4 year old dream, and figured out everything it was telling me.
Yeah.
Dumb.
It's got to seriously wedge itself into your brain to still
Well,
be there,
yeah, you have-
demanding interpretation 3 to 4 years
There's
later.
a weird thing, like, and you guys can talk about this in the comments too. There's a difference between your dreams, right? There's dreams that you remember. There's already a difference between dreams, right? Because there's the dreams you remember and the dreams you don't. So clearly there's a difference there. But then within the dreams that you remember, there's a second gradation, at least for me, and I want to know if this is the same for you and for you guys. Within the dreams that you remember, there's the dreams that you remember as dreams, and then there's the dreams that you remember like it was something that happened to you. There's like a certain class of dreams that felt like something was really happening somewhere else, like you were somewhere else really doing things. And there's dreams that aren't like that. Right. Yeah. Well, but where I mean, I think it'd be stored the same way that dreams. Sure, but it just when you remember them, it feels more like remembering a normal memory. And on that note, we have to go because a good friend of the show just showed up. Tune in Saturday nights, 8 p.m. Central Time for pretty good enough presentation of the Saturday Night Live stream.